Greetings, Star Wars fans! Well, I hope everyone enjoyed their Thanksgiving holiday. I certainly did, and I'm really looking forward to Christmas. And today we have for you the Star Wars Rogue One, Wave 2 of the two-pack assortment with Baze, Malbus, and the Stormtrooper officer. And really excited about these guys. I haven't been able to find them at retail locally, so I actually ordered them from Amazon. The cost was slightly less than retail cost on them, and I received free 2-day shipping with Amazon Prime membership. However, once the package arrived, I found that the box was actually crushed, and of course they replaced that for free, but the box was so damaged I didn't think it would be right to put it in the video, so I just pulled them out of the package. Figures were unharmed, so we're good to go. One of the things that I want to reiterate with this video from the get-go, with my initial impressions, is the level of detail and the sculpting on the Rogue One action figures. I have to say hats off to Hasbro because they have just tremendously improved these action figures. They're light years ahead of anything that we've received before, particularly the Force Awakens line. These figures have really nice details on them, nice paint applications. And I have to say the Stormtroopers are probably the best mold of Stormtroopers that we have ever received in the Hasbro line, and certainly, beyond anything we ever got with Kenner back in the day. So just a phenomenal job. Really looking forward to what they're going to bring us at Toy Fair in New York in 2017. So to begin with, I really want to talk about this Stormtrooper. A really nice looking action figure, nice detailing. Nice paint applications on his armor. It's nice and shiny, as you can see there in the review. And you can see he's got on an orange shoulder pauldron there. And he's got his magazine pouch attached to it as well. Nice detailing in the helmet sculpt. The blue coloration there on the side of the vocalizer. Then on the front of the vocalizer and across his faceplate, he's got some nice silver metallic paint apps and black paint applications as well. It just looks really nice. And he's armed with a E11 blaster. And it also has a tactical flashlight molded into the blaster carbine. And that's something that I really like that they've done with Rogue One. They've begun to incorporate real-world technology and weaponry and that kind of thing to make it look more realistic. And I really, really like that because when you're conducting room-clearing operations and close-quarter battle and that kind of thing, you use tactical lights to momentarily stun individuals or clear an area if you're not using night vision equipment, that sort of thing. So that makes it a little bit more realistic. One of the things I want to point out with the Stormtrooper is the shoulder pauldron. A lot of people may not be familiar with the ranking system of the Stormtroopers, how they operate. This is something that began back with the Old Republic. The Old Republic troops had a similar method of designating rank visually. And then, of course, if you recall from Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, we see the clone officers in Phase 1 armor, which have different colorations, the red, the yellow, the blue, the green, to designate different ranks. The Galactic Empire sort of changed all of that because the Stormtrooper armor is essentially identical. And what they did was they incorporated shoulder pauldrons. The exception to this are specialized units like the Death Troopers or Scarif Troopers and some of the Scout Troopers and that sort of thing. They all have visual incorporations there. The Death Troopers have black shoulder pauldrons that they wear, and the Scarif Troopers have visual markings on their armor because it's a minimalist type armor, chest armor, shoulder armor, gauntlets, that sort of thing. However, with regular Stormtrooper units, they use shoulder pauldrons. And Stormtroopers are not the bulk of the Imperial Army. They're actually a separate unit from that. The Imperial Army guys are like the drivers you see of the AT-ST in Return of the Jedi on the Forest Moon of Endor. They have minimal chest armor, flared out helmets similar to the Rebel Fleet Troopers. They make up the bulk of the Imperial ground forces. Stormtroopers augment that by being deployed to areas where there's high-intensity conflict, to quell uprisings, to fight insurgencies, to fight the rebellion. They're given missions of particular interest to the Emperor, and Stormtroopers are really the face of the Empire. They're meant to look menacing, to impose the will of the Emperor, to strike fear and order in the hearts of all of those that live within galactic space. So Stormtroopers are a very unique unit. They operate independently of the Imperial Army. They have no support forces or units attached to them whatsoever. Once they hit dirt side, they're on their own. And in larger numbers, it's visually easier to identify leadership with these padrons. So the basic level of a Stormtrooper unit is a squad. It consists of 8 soldiers, and a squad leader is a sergeant. He wears a black shoulder padron. Some of you may remember those from A New Hope in Episode 4. The next size unit is a platoon, which consists of 16 soldiers, and a platoon is led either by a sergeant major with a black shoulder padron or a lieutenant with a white shoulder padron. The next size unit would be a company, which is led by a captain who wears a orange shoulder padron. And from a company up, most of the higher echelon ranks of the Stormtrooper officers wear the orange shoulder padron. And you can imagine, in the intensity of conflict, it's easier to pick up on that large shoulder padron than if they were all just wearing identical white armor. Their helmets have different equipment incorporated into it, including targeting sensors that are linked with their guns, night vision capability. They have data displays. Their back of their armor has comm links and that kind of thing attached to it where they constantly receive updates. Their communications are recorded. So there's just a lot of stuff inside their armor to help them fight efficiently as a unit. So moving on to Baze Malbus, really cool character. Really like what I've seen of him in the trailers and the TV spots. I think he's going to be a very interesting and very humorous character, and just a really, really nice looking action figure. I love the paint applications there, the detailing in his armor section that he's wearing over his upper chest and torso, and his knee guard that he has on there. And just really cool action figure. It looks like he's wearing some type of heavy pressurized flight suit. And very cool. He's got on a power pack to power that repeating blaster. And this is the only downside of this figure. This power pack plugs into a vertical port. You can see there on its back. And you kind of have to wiggle it in place. And it really doesn't want to stay in there. And you can see he's got a nice head sculpt there. Nice detailing in his head sculpt. The head's on a nice ball joint. And then you kind of have to position him where he'll stand up on his own. And his stability is not as good as the Stormtrooper and other action figures. And that's partially because of that large pack that he's got. And you can see on this side of the pack, it's got like a cloak or a piece of cloth, I guess, that he could cover it up with if need be. But again, overall, really nice action figure. Really like the detailing in it. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have the Star Wars Rogue One Wave 2 2-pack assortment of Baze Malbus and the Stormtrooper Officer. And these are available now at retail and online. I realize some stores may not have them in. Walmart has been pretty slack about getting their stock into their stores. I don't really know what's going on with their distribution processes there, but that's something that really needs some attention. As always, thank you guys for watching my videos. Please feel free to leave your comments or questions below. I really appreciate you guys that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. Can't say enough good things about you guys. Follow my analytics of all of my viewers to see where you guys are from. And I really love connecting and, communicating with fans from around the world. It's really interesting to meet Star Wars fans from other walks of life that have, different perspectives, and just, really neat thing to bring people together. I also have a Facebook page, Orion's Belt Creations, where I show off all my custom Star Wars ships. You can see one behind the 2 action figures. This is one of 4 recently customized U-Wing starfighters. And I offer these on commission as well as other ships that I sell. I also post news and tidbits and things like that on there, pictures of my toys, what have you. and that kind of thing. So stop by and visit, like my page, say hi. You know, again, I like communicating with people and meeting new friends. I'm also a contributing columnist for Outer Rim News. Outer Rim News is one of the leading Star Wars news websites today with over 18,000 followers and subscribers. Everything from commentaries to collectibles to comics to the live action films, the animated series, and much, much more. Outer Rim News is your leading source for Star Wars news. Follow these guys. Contact us. Let us know what you're interested in seeing. Give us your input and feedback on our articles. I do a lot of the commentary articles on there. That's mainly what I write, as well as collecting and that sort of thing. And just really, really interesting to have such a great opportunity to be a part of the Star Wars universe in such a small way. And I'm really appreciative to those guys for extending that opportunity to me. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for watching my video. Stay tuned. There's more to come. May the Force be with you.